You are listening to Charlotte Real Estate Talk with Pridemore Properties.
Mike Higgy and Scott Pridemore here today. That we're really excited to share with you our vision of this podcast and the purpose of it. As a native Charlottean and moving to the suburbs, I've only moved a few times. My number one favorite thing about the city is the excitement around the people moving here and being around new people. So I have a lot of friends that are from Old Charlotte, and I have a lot of people from, I'd call it New Charlotte, where you have people moving from the area and just that excitement around the city's growth. Actually, personally living here, I think the walkability from in-town neighborhoods, I mean, I love that I can park and then walk to things. You know, you can't really do that in the suburbs. So, you have to drive everywhere. It's car dependent. So I think the walkability is very important. And as a city, there's so much green space and parks. I think the city and the planned growth has been very strategic. And a lot of the, between the baseball stadium, between the Panthers, you've got a lot of amenities that are right in town. So I think the best thing is the driving force is right in town. And there's a lot of excitement around that. That's for me.
Yeah, I would agree, Mike. There's so much I love about Charlotte, but if I were going to point to the three things that really stick out for me, I would say, of course, the mindset for being able to be successful in a city, have plenty of entertainment, support through the financials, the financial industry, the being the second largest banking center in all of the country, and how many people are employed by the banks, and the spinoff from that, the businesses that support those banks, or the two major hospitals we have. So there's just a lot of commerce. We have a strong employment base. In fact, I think we're more diverse with respect to that employment base than we were 10 years ago, or furthermore since the Great Recession, and that certainly helps our case. We have a fantastic airport. We have an airport that really is most comparable to even larger cities than what Charlotte is, and I think that has helped to spawn the growth that we have seen and are seeing. And frankly, and we have two professional sports teams that I happen to support heavily, and having that and having plenty of entertainment, the mountains being within 2 hours, the beach being within 2.5 hours. I think all of these factors come into play as folks are considering where to move or to start a career. So here in Charlotte, if we're just looking at our market, as Mike mentioned a few minutes ago, if you're really just tuned in to what our market is doing, we feel like the market is increasing and appreciation rates are really high. However, if you compare it to areas like Austin, Texas, or Denver, Colorado, or Nashville, Tennessee, we're actually behind. So I'm a big believer of, I would much prefer slow and steady and keep cost of living low in comparison. We have seen growth, and I believe we'll continue to see growth, but for Amazon, cost of living in Charlotte compared to the other competing cities is fantastic. A lot of the articles that I'm reading about what millennials are looking for when they're, just graduating college and determining what city they want to launch their career in, Charlotte appears to be ranking really high with those folks for our emerging tech market, our emerging tech employment market, and the various opportunities that are here in Charlotte, as in that particular sector.
Yeah, I'd echo that sentiment. I mean, that's what I've heard too, and I've seen that where you can attract a lot of great talent if you're close to the airport. You've got a great hip area to be around, and in the tech sector, there's still a lot of industrial space, and frankly, just raw land just outside of the city that are very well positioned for someone like an Amazon to come in and have the infrastructure in place. Charlotte is still developing. So if you look at it, when you drive or you fly over the city, you see pockets of land still. Try that in LA.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah. And along that same mention there is with Google Fiber, I know that's a sore subject for many, but the reality is with Google Fiber coming in, everyone else that was already in our market they've stepped up their game. Everyone's getting into that space, so then that furthers that gets us a little closer to becoming a hotspot for tech.
Listen, download our podcast, or find out more about Charlotte real estate at pridemoreproperties.com.